Welcome to our YouTube channel Holy Bible AQ. In today's video, we will delve into the historical background and explanation of Psalm 23. But before starting, I kindly request you to consider subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you will stay connected with our valuable content. To become a subscriber, simply locate and click on the subscribe button located below this video. Thank you for your support. Psalm 23, renowned for its opening words, Mizmor leDavid, a song of David, stands as arguably the most renowned among all the psalms. Within its verses, King David melodiously expresses God's watchful care, likening him to a compassionate shepherd. David vividly depicts unwavering trust in God, even amidst traversing the darkest valleys of life. He attests to God's steadfast protection, the defeat of his adversaries, and his exalted position in the divine dwelling. Composed of a concise 6 verses, this psalm endures as an eternal testament to the unshakable faith of the believers. It affirms their profound belief that God remains ever present, safeguarding and illuminating their paths. Next, let's now explore the origin of Psalm 23. Psalm 23 was written by King David, although the exact circumstances leading to the writing of Psalm 23 are not explicitly mentioned in the biblical text. However, Rabbi Rashi, a Jewish commentator, tells us that David composed this psalm when he was running away from King Saul, who wanted to kill him. David was hiding in a dry forest and was very close to dying because he had no food or water. But then, God miraculously saved him and gave him a taste of the wonderful life in the future. David was so grateful that he burst into song and expressed how much he trusted in God. According to other interpretations, David also refers to how God took care of his people when they wandered in the desert for 40 years. He talks about how they will sing when God brings them back to their holy land. David's song is not just for himself, but for all believers. Psalm 23 is a reflection on the Lord's role as a shepherd and the comfort and protection he provides to his people. In the Midrash, Talmud, and throughout Jewish tradition, the idea of a shepherd carries a lot of significance. A good shepherd is someone who takes care of sheep. They guide, protect, and provide for the flock. They lead the sheep to green pastures where they can find food and calm waters where they can drink. They watch over them, keeping them safe from dangers like predators and leading them on the right path. Many of the leaders started off as shepherds, including the 12 sons of Jacob, David, and Moses. Here is an explanation that highlights the key themes and messages of this psalm. The psalm begins with the declaration, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." By using the metaphor of a shepherd, the psalmist portrays God as the one who provides, guides, and cares for his people. It emphasizes the complete trust in God's ability to meet all our needs, both physical and spiritual. The psalm describes God's provision in terms of lush green pastures and calm waters. These images evoke a sense of rest, nourishment, and refreshment for the soul. It speaks to the deep longing within us for peace and rejuvenation, assuring us that God leads us to places of rest and restoration. The psalmist acknowledges that God leads us along the right paths, guiding us in righteousness. This signifies God's moral guidance, leading us to make wise and righteous choices in life. It reminds us that we are not alone in navigating life's challenges and decisions, as God faithfully guides us. The psalmist acknowledges the reality of walking through dark and difficult valleys. However, the psalm assures us that we need not fear even during hardship and danger. God's presence and protection are with us, providing comfort and assurance. The image of the rod and staff symbolizes God's protective care and guidance. The psalmist speaks of God's abundant blessings, preparing a table and anointing the head with oil. This signifies God's lavish provision and favor. It reminds us that God not only meets our basic needs but also showers us with blessings and abundance. The psalm concludes with the affirmation that goodness and mercy will follow us all the days of our lives. It expresses the confident hope of dwelling in the house of the Lord forever, emphasizing the eternal relationship between God and His people. It is fascinating to note that according to the teachings of the Kabbalists, Psalm 23 holds particular importance regarding one's livelihood. This is because it contains 57 words, which corresponds to the numerical value of the word zan, meaning to sustain. Additionally, the psalm consists of 227 letters, matching the numerical value of the word berakha, which signifies blessing. These numerical connections serve as a reminder that God is the ultimate source of our sustenance. Psalm 23 is a timeless and widely cherished psalm that has resonated with people across cultures and generations. Its profound themes of trust, comfort, and reliance on God's guidance have made it a source of solace and inspiration for millions of individuals throughout history. Today, Psalm 23 continues to be recited, studied, and treasured by people. Its enduring popularity stems from its universal messages of faith, divine protection, and the assurance that God is a caring shepherd who guides and provides for His people. Let's end this explanation with recitation of Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures, He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul, He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me, Thy rod and Thy staff they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Thank you for your incredible support and engagement. We look forward to having you join us for our next video. Dear viewer, our goal through these videos is to share what we have learned from our studies with you. We hope that these videos have been beneficial to you. We warmly welcome any suggestions or comments from you. Make sure to stay connected by subscribing to our channel. By doing so, you'll be among the first to be notified when our new video is released.